Downtown Tweaktown.
Downtown Tweaktown. Welcome everyone. So we're very glad to finally be able to have enough time to make this video something we've been really wanting to do. So let me ask you a quick question. Have you ever really wanted to play your favorite game, old school game, on a large display?
Yeah, man, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, you and our audience. I mean, this is just something that we wanted to do for a long time, but we've been confined by large desktops and expensive desktops. So we've been digging for a solution, a low-cost solution that's able to play all these old school games, whether it's arcade, whether it's N64, Super Nintendo, NES, all kinds of cool stuff. So we finally found the solution.
So we're running it through this AverMedia capture device here, so you guys can see exactly what we see through the device. You can see the frame rate, how smooth and responsive it is, all that kind of stuff. So we've got a separate computer capturing the video feed from the Quantum Byte here and sending it up to our TV.
And that is correct. Absolutely. Everything you see is what we see. And we have this all set up on this device called the Quantum Byte. Look it up. It's on Amazon. Very cost effective. I believe it's Azul is the name of the company. Awesome device. We'll get to that later on. But let's get some games shown. All right, so first game in the roundup. We are going to start from the lowest hardware requirement to the highest. This is Pac Man. This is running off the MAME .169 version.
They've been out forever, and it's still not even version 1 yet.
Who, MAME?
MAME. It's been around for over a decade.
It's crazy. They have a bunch of different versions for it. And one note, some ROMs may not work on the version that we're running, so you have to be sure to select the one that you need.
Now, you just noticed there you got stuck in that corner there. That's because of the sticks, right?
Yeah, I did die because the thumbsticks don't work well. Look, it's happening right here too. The thumbsticks don't work well when you're using games that run D-pad. So if you're gonna run any of these old school games,
which is all of them, 100% of them,
every single one, just use a D-pad, especially for this one too. This Battletoads coming up. This game is a real bitch.
Yeah, easily one of the hardest video games of all time.
Definitely rewarding, though. I had a lot of fun playing this game and just getting blisters all over my thumbs.
Yeah, unless you're raging and fucking smashing the controller.
So, level 3 is extremely difficult because you're riding a dumbass jet ski and you just die all the time. So
there are like roadblocks and ramps that you have to hit in certain spots, and it's so fucking hard.
I swear the developers made that level just to mess with us. Guys are dicks.
So these lower end systems are running extremely well. There's no lag, no noise or anything like that. It's pretty great.
I definitely give it up for what was it, Nestopia that's running on this?
Yes.
Yeah, it runs awesome, especially on this little device.
Yeah, and every game too, no problems.
Even this one, we had the most difficult time trying to get this to run. The Super Nintendo emulator.
Yeah, I've always used ZSNES. I've used it for easily 15 years.
See, I never ran that. I always ran this one, and I never really had issues. But I guess, I mean, it happens. It happens.
Yeah, so this is SNES 9X, which happens to run better on lower specs. So,
as you can tell, you saw us bust that move. Well, I mean, it's difficult to do that in a system that is choppy and just doesn't play well. Everything is smooth for us.
Yeah, it's not quite 100%, but it's definitely good enough to play.
I mean, to play this in a 55-inch TV without having too much stretching and stuff like that, I think it's awesome.
Yeah. And I just missed the checkpoint, so...
That's because you suck at this game.
Sega Genesis.
Sega!
See, it just said Miles Tails per hour.
I never really paid attention to that stuff.
Tails is his middle name. His first name's Miles.
Anyways.
I'm not calling him anything but Miles from now on.
Tails is a woman. Alright, so this is Sonic 2. There's really not much to say. This game's always been a tons of fun, and the Fusion emulator that we're running this on is actually doing very well out of the box. I don't know, what do you think?
Yeah, minimal configuring compared to some of the other ones, so that was nice and easy.
The NES was a nightmare until we got the other one. But easily one of my favorite games. Next up is Pokemon. This is the yellow version. So it's pretty much Pokemon Red and Blue, except that now you have Pikachu.
They're mixed together, and now it's yellow.
Yes. Now you have Pikachu following you around like a little annoying baby.
But other than that, literally all of the dialogue is the exact same.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much. I mean, you're going to speak with Professor Oak, where...
Oh, and it's actually... this one was made for Game Boy Color, so it's a little bit more colorful.
Was it for Game Boy Color?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right. This was the first game that came out for Pokemon for Game Boy Color. I remember that. I really wanna buy a Game Boy Color. I think they go for around $30, $40.
I don't know what happened to mine.
But yeah, this, as you can tell, I mean this, there's really not much to go wrong when emulating a game like from Game Boy.
These are super low end, so it just works, and again, not much configuration, so that's always good.
I hate this game.
I know you love this game.
Squeak. Yeah, this game it plays really well for the system that we're running it on.
Yeah, I really wasn't sure how this thing would hold up with N64 and PlayStation, so I was pleasantly surprised to find that it worked well.
You were pleasantly surprised?
Pleasantly surprised.
I was very excited to play this game, even though I'm not a big fan of it. It played extremely well on this emulator. We have all the information posted on the videos as well, so if there's any details or if you have any questions in regards to how we made this work and what options we changed, just be sure to drop us a comment. We'll try to get to you, but this game was a lot of fun on this emulator, that's for sure. All right, so next up, this is, I believe, the last one in the countdown. This is Final Fantasy IX, running on the ePSXe 1.9 emulator.
Yeah, and if you take a look at the cutscene animation here in the intro, this on some other devices struggles to get through, and I mean struggles. Like, you'll be sitting waiting for like 10 minutes for a little cutscene that should be a minute or two, just because it's just choppy and laggy. So we were really impressed with this. It's definitely more than playable.
Yeah, it definitely looks great, and we have some visual toggles kicked up to just make it a little smoother and just look more visually appealing. And again, this is stretched out, and we keep the aspect ratio as close as we can to 4.3. As a matter of fact, I think it still remains 4.3.
Yeah, it's exactly 4:3.
Well, you know what's one of my favorite things about Final Fantasy games?
What's that?
The fact that they're turn-based, and as nice as it looks now, it is slightly choppy, but it's not too much of a big deal because since it is turn-based, it's just we have beautiful effects, and it doesn't affect our fighting at all.
Yeah, you could turn the visual tweaks down a bit to get some more responsiveness out of it, but it's not at all necessary since you're waiting for the timers to cool down and all that stuff anyways.
Yeah, I mean, I'd rather have it look beautiful and polished. My favorite games are beautiful and polished, especially for Final Fantasy.
Yeah, and side by side with the actual PlayStation console, this does look quite a bit better, which is pretty cool.
Quite a bit. Well, that concludes our first episode. I'm very excited.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
If you guys like what we do, hit that subscribe button. Spectrum of a time, takes from nature to the line.